Okay, let me start the discussion for today. So we have already discussed first 5 lessons, and according to your request, so a lot of students are asking to start. Yes, a lot of students are asking to start the new lesson. More words are there, and yes, there are few words about the previous lessons, so they're asking to discuss the previous lessons as well. So what I can do is I can do like this. I can give you a quick summary of the previous 4 lessons, and then come to the presentation lesson, so which is our lesson number 6. Okay, so under the first lesson we learn about the central processing unit. Under the first lesson we'll just learn about the central processing unit, and I'll put the point form. I'll put this in the point form because like we will be starting presentation, but before that, so let me put all these things in the point form, and let me use the same application, actually PowerPoint, right? So we can write the summary in the PowerPoint, right? That is the 6th lesson application that we are going to use. Okay, so under the lesson number 1, lesson 1, what we have learned. So central processing unit. So we learned that CPU is similar to the brain of the computer. We learned that it can have multiple cores, multi-core CPUs. We learn about dual core, octa-core, hexa-core, quad-core. That means multiple processing units inside the CPU. And also we learn about that is the current standard. Current standard is the multi-core processors. But earlier days, there were slow processors. We learn about the CPU generations. Generation number 1, which use, yes, you have to tell me generations.
Vacuum tube.
Generation number 1 was using vacuum tubes. Generation number 2, transistor. Generation number 3, integrated circuits. Yes, generation number 4 is, yes, microprocessors, or you can say large scale integrated circuits, very large scale integrated circuits. And generation number 5, that is current and future generations, artificial intelligence and ULSI, ultra large scale integration and artificial intelligence. That is the 5 generations of CPU. Okay, that is what we have learned about the CPU, central processing unit. And we learn the parts of CPU, components. So what are the components inside the CPU? So there are a few. You can say ALU, arithmetic and logical unit, which perform the mathematical calculations like addition, subtraction, division, multiplication, and the logical calculations like comparisons, greater than, less than, those calculations also happens inside CPU, ALU. That is the unit inside the CPU, which performs arithmetic and logical functions. Then learn about the CU, control unit, traffic police inside the CPU, which signals each and every device what to do and how to do. That is the traffic police in the junction. He's sending signals to every vehicle, where to move, how to move. Similar to that, CU is sending signals to other components stating where to move, what to do, how to do. And also it understands the instructions. Then we learn about registers, small memory cells inside the memory. Then we learn about the cache memory, CACHE, not the Mudal cache, not the Sully cache. We just learn about CACHE cache memory, which is a fast static dynamic random access memory. Static random access memory inside the, right? This is not the traditional dynamic access memory. Traditional dynamic access memory is DRAM. This is a static random access memory. This is a fast, super fast memory inside the processor. Okay, these are the components. And also we learned there are buses transporting these transporting these signals inside the processors. So that is about our first lesson. This is a summary. Then lesson number 2. Under lesson number 2, we have learned about the operating system. Operating system, actually it has 2 roles. The role number 1 is providing interface, provide user interface. This user interface can be command line interface or graphical user interface. Command line interface means like DOS facilitating us typing commands, all commands. So it's like this operating system, the entire operating system, when it is loaded, no mouse is there, no menus are there, full screen, you have the command based screen like this. It is full screen, no mouse is there, no signal, no icons, no graphics. So what you have to do is you have to write the commands. Clear will clear the screen. pwd print working directory, ls -l listing all the files and folders with the attributes. So this is Linux commands, right? These are Linux commands, or these are Mac commands, but the Windows commands are a bit different from this. ping www.google.com, checking the internet connection with Google. So if it is available, you can see there is a message received. It indicates there is a connection between Google and us, and also the IP address of Google. ifconfig will display the IP configuration or the network information of us. So these are the network information. And so these are some commands, right? Clear again to clear this back. So you can see I have done, no need to remember these commands. Don't worry, don't be upset. Don't need to remember these commands, but just get the experience, just get the idea. So whatever we have done here, I have used commands, nothing else, no double clicking, no opening, no right clicking, no menus, no icons, no graphics. That is command line interface. On the other hand, you have graphical user interface, which has nice menus, icons, graphics, and you can right click, left click, double click. These things are there. The pointer is working, mouse is working. That is GUI, which is easier to you. But this is more secure and faster. This is easier, user friendly. So then the second task of OS. What is the second task of OS? Yes, the first task is this. What is the second task? Yes, second task of operating system.
Manage hardware.
Yes, it manage resources. Not just hardware, you can just say manage resources. These resources can be hardware, users, memory, storage, files, storage and files.
Memory. Spelling wrong.
Memory, storage and files, network, processing, processor, process management, all these management tasks. Why? Because they are limited. So only one memory. There's only one processor that is shared with all the devices. There are a lot of processors running here. See, Siri, open activity monitor. Okay, in Mac, the task manager is called activity monitor, but in Windows, you have task manager. See how many processors are running. This is my physical memory, 8 GB. Out of the physical memory, 6.5 is already utilized. So it's very limited. So you can see the cache memory, what is the amount of cache. And app memory, wired memory, and the compressed memory. So these are some of the memory related things. And the CPU, you can see these are the processors. So see, so system has utilized 22%, user has utilized, user applications utilize this, and 45% is idle. There are 529 processors. So the subprocessors, 2,594 subprocessors. So lot of processors using single CPU, lot of programs using single memory, and the energy or the battery, how it is used, right? Battery performance. And now it is utilized in maximum. And the disk. So what about the hard disk? So what is the remaining space? How many files? How many folders, what is the write-in speed, what is the read-in space, network, all this management, this belongs to the operating system. The OS does this task, right? So that is your operating system. Can you tell me examples for operating systems? Yes. Examples? Hello, can you hear me? Yes, you can say the examples for operating systems are Windows, but not just Windows. You have to tell Windows XP, Windows 7, 8,
Windows 10,
Windows
11, Windows Me, Millennium Edition, Windows NT, so Windows 2000, and likewise there were a lot of Windows versions. Windows 98, so this will be all there were. Right, then in Linux type.
Windows Bob.
Yes, Linux based operating system. You can say Ubuntu, Nofix, and or Ubuntu, Nofix, Fedora, Red Hat, Kali, CentOS, Hantana Linux, Puppy Linux, Damn Small Linux. So there are a number of versions. And Mac OS for mobile. Then you can see, so for Mac OS for MacBooks, Chrome OS for Chromebook, then iOS for Apple, Android, BlackBerry,
Windows.
so these are right. Windows I have already discussed. Windows Mobile.
Yes, sir.
So those are the operating systems. And we learn about how files are managed, what are the file properties, file attributes. So these things we learn in this lesson, right? File, attributes, and properties, attributes and operations. How to read, write files, how to open, create new files, delete, rename, what are the extensions of the files, what different extension types of the files. So file name and the extension, what will happen if we change the extension, and the CLI operations like copy and paste in renaming, GUI operations, hide in file, change in file attributes, renaming, and making read only, making a file system, make it hidden and getting that file back, hiding the extension. Yes, right? We have learned all these things. So I just told that fast, I know, but just rewind the recording. And so these are the file operations we have learned under this chapter. This is a large chapter. Security of computer system. Chapter number 3. Chapter number 3, security of the computer system. Under that, we have learned the physical security, how a computer can be secure physical, and how a computer can be secure logical. So logical security, basically access control, passwords, biometric authentications, encryption, biometric authentication. We learned those things. Physical security, so from lightning, thundering, high voltage, how to secure from power cuts, how to secure from insects, dust and pollen, maybe saline water, salty air or salty water, liquids, and then what else? Animals. So willful damages by people. Food and all, yes. Willful damages by people.
Remove the shoes.
Yes, those are the actions like what we can do, removing shoes, and all these things are the things that we can do. Air condition, removing shoes, clean the computer, clean the maybe so this include like checking the hard disk for errors, backup, right? Backup, checking the hard disk for errors. These things come in under logical security solutions. So physical security solutions, CCTV, install watchdog. Put a watchdog or security guard, lock the room, padlocks, clean the room. So regular monitoring. So these things are for the logical security. Just learn about the physical and logical security guards. Okay. And then learn about the security of the people as well. So how computer should be used in a healthier way, correct posture to sit. So those things we have learned that in grade 6 as well. Chapter number 4, word processing. Chapter 04, word processing. So what is word processing? Right? What are the word processing applications? What is the first word processing application?
MS Word.
No, it's not MS Word.
Star.
Word star. And history of word processing, how it happens initially in the Stone Age, how it happens. So writing in the stones, writing in this bones of the animals. We learn how it happened in that history. And then word processing applications, different software. We learn about MS Word there. And so MS Word basically the basic toolbar, standard toolbar, and the formatting toolbar, and the inserting objects, different tables, etc. We have done the practical related to that. That is chapter 4. That is easy chapter. Chapter number 5, program development. That is a bit difficult. So recently we have discussed about that. We just learn about the program, so the Scratch language and how variables behave. So what are the identifiers, how those identifiers behave, and the control structures. Under the control structures, we have learned sequence, selection, repetition. Sequence is basically executing instructions one after another. Selection is if else, or when you have multiple paths, a condition, how can we select that? Selection is when you have multiple paths, how to select the alternative solution. Then repetition. Repetition is where the instruction set is repeat and repeat again until a certain condition satisfied. We learn about that, and we learn about the flow charts, flow chart symbols, how to convert a flow chart to a program code. Okay, that is chapter number 5. Okay, so I think I have utilized 20 minutes and discussed 5 chapters, right? But that is super summary, right? Don't just watch that part and go to the exam, right? That will give you the overall idea what we have discussed up to now. So what is our knowledge? So what is the area to be tested? From chapter number 1 to 5 will be tested. And chapter 6 and the 7, those are the last 2 chapters. Today we are going to learn about chapter number 6, presentations. Right? Chapter number 6, presentations. So let's learn with practicals. I have already provided this note. Right? I have already provided this note. This is about the presentation software. So why presentation software is used? So if you need to interactively present something, earlier days, the presentations are actually common in your life. So we are doing presentations time to time. We are doing presentations time to time. So in Viva sessions, we do the presentations. If you want to present a project, we do a presentation. If you are maybe in your literature societies, you do presentations. If you want to start a business to display the business plan or explain the business plan to your clients, you do presentations. When you are in a business, when you want to explain your business, you do the presentations. When you are a president in a country like Sri Lanka, you have to do a presentations. Right? When not just in Sri Lanka, even USA, you have to do that. Right? So when there are committees, you have to present your findings. When you are in CID or some other unit, so you have to present your findings. When you are in police, you have to present your findings. Inspections. If you are a doctor, you have to present things about maybe various acknowledgements, or even to the patients. If you can do a presentation, a better presentation using multimedia would be great, But these kind of presenting doctors are not there, I know, in SL. But the thing is, you can be such, right? Because doctor need to be a friendly character. I believe that doctor need to be a friendly character. So it's like, so it's something like a patient will go to a doctor expecting some healing. So maybe doctor can meet many patients per day, but particular patient, so he's the only doctor that the particular patient is expecting. So we have to think from the patient's perspective. If you are a doctor, you have to think about the patient's perspective. So in case of, for an example, in case of, let's say, you are when you wish to born before 13 years or 14 years ago, when you wanted to come to the Earth, planet Earth, from some other planets, when you planned your journey, your mother and father, they could have, they definitely, I think, like you can ask from them, they have visited doctors, and so they would like the nature of the first baby to be presented by the doctor. And this is so that is happening, right? That is basically, that is what called the scanning. So when scanning happens, if you have siblings, brothers and sisters, you know this. When they take scans, there are 3D scans also. There is also a presentation, not a PowerPoint slide. So don't think presentation as PowerPoint slide, but still the scanning report that you get, X-ray report that you get as a doctor is a presentation. So you have to present that X-ray to the patient, because patient won't understand the X-ray. Patient wants to understand the scanning report. You have to present that. So that is also a presentation using slides. But that slides are not PowerPoint slides. So anyway, in your life, presentations, skill of presentation is compulsory to have. Therefore, after this lesson, I want you all to present your findings. I'll give you an assignment on this. So after doing this assignment, whatever the findings by you need to present it to the class. Actually, I'll not give a hard topic. I'll definitely give a very small topic. So maybe just about you. You have to find about you. And that is very easy. Myself, your interest, right? But you have to be creative in presenting yourself. I'll show you one interesting slides developed by or done by some previous students, presented about themselves, right? So you have to do such activity in this. Okay, presentations. We have discussed presentation means explaining things to the viewer or an audience in an interactive manner. So why presentation software is needed? It adds the interactivity. Earlier days with presenting, yes, I'm also presenting this, but this is not interactive. This is not. The main not interactive name because this note is not interactive. But if this is interactive, make interactive unana, so this will be really interesting to watch. Right? Let's make this interactive now, right? Because it is not interactive, let's make this interactive. Interactive users like involve වෙනවා, presenter involve වෙනවා, කරන්න දේවල් තියෙනවා, පොඩි animation, ඒ වගේ දේවල් images use කරලා ඒ වගේ ලස්සනට මේක create කරන්න පුළුවන්. Okay, example softwares for this presentation that you can use. Microsoft PowerPoint. I hope you know about this software. This is Microsoft PowerPoint. So don't worry if you don't have PowerPoint. Let's do today's work using slides, right? Google Slides. So that is common. Everyone can use. So I'll use Google Slides for the moment, but later we'll use Microsoft PowerPoint, right? And this is free. Prezi is another one. It's a nice new presenting platform. Prezi, but not that much new. It's also old, but it's nice. And WPS Office presentation. OpenOffice Impress, it's also a free. And Apple Keynote, free to the Apple. Here, this is Apple Keynote. Let me show it to you. This is what Keynote is, if you have not seen.
So the WPS Office presentation is in the mobile phone now?
Here you can download mobile also. So all these versions, there are mobile version too. They're saying update is available. Okay, so let's see. So I'm just okay. This is a digital identity presentation that I have created in the cloud. I think, do I have this? Or do I need to download this? Let's try to open this. Oh, it will take time, seems, right? Let's download it. Because it's in the cloud. I have saved in the cloud storage. Okay, here's the presentation. This is done actually. When I was there as a branch manager, lecturer at eSoft, I have done this presentation. That's why this part is there, right? Okay, so this is about the digital identity. This is Apple Keynote, you can see. This is also, it looks like PowerPoint, right? So you cannot see big difference when I present. I think you cannot see big difference. Okay. So I for information, C for communication, expressing, passing messages, T for the technology. So ICT is basically expressing these meaningful facts. Information is meaningful facts. Then communication is expressing them. Technology is basically use of science. When science is there, science is actually a set of theories. But when it is practically applied, we call it technology. This is called old technology. This is also old ancient technology. This is also technology, but these are ancient technologies. Now we have modern technologies like 3D printing, 4D printing of dress and 3D printing of buildings. So maybe you can print nose, ear and things like the components or the organs can be printed, skin can be printed. So these are some advanced technologies. But someday this will become like ancient Stone Age technology. ඔයාලා තව අවුරුදු 80ක් විතර ගිහිල්ලා ඔයාලා නිකන් වයසට ගිහිල්ලා හැරමිටින් යන කාලෙ වෙද්දි පුතේ මේවා මොනවාද? මේවා මේ වගේ තමයි. ඔයාලගේ මේ කවුද ඔයාලගේ grand children ලා ඔයාලගේ මේ කියන්නේ ඔයාලගේ බබාලා the grandchildren. So they will think when you are telling we learn about Apple Keynote, we learn about Microsoft PowerPoint, we learn about the Google Slides in cloud storage. ඒගොල්ලන්ට මේ වගේ පේයි. හරි. ඒ මොකද්ද? මන්දයන් Google Cloud ගැන 100 කිව්වා මේ කියන්නේ අර නිකන් මම හිතන්නේ ඔයාලා අතීත කාලේ ඉස්සර පිරමීඩ වල වගේ ඒ වගේ මොකක් හරි එකක් වෙන්නේ නැතුව ඒ cloud කියලා කියන්නේ. Likewise, your grandchildren will think about this technology as old, obsolete, like ancient technology. So that is how the technology evolved, because it was so fast. අපිට මේ අවුරුදු 5000කට නිකන් hina යනවා වෙන්න පුළුවන්. හැබැයි ඔයාලගේ grandchildren ලා මේ අවුරුදු 100ක් විතර පරණ 80ක් විතර පරණ එකටත් එයාලට hina යන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ තරම් වේගෙන් technology update වෙනවා. Degree එකක් කරොත් they also say that if you are following a degree 3 years degree, so the things that you have learned in the first year will be outdated. 30% of these things will be outdated by when you are in third year. ඒ කියන්නේ අවුරුදු 3ක ඩිග්‍රී එකක් කරොත් පළවෙනි අවුරුද්දේ ඉගෙන ගන්න දේවල් වලින් 130ක් පට්ටපල් බොරු වෙනවලු. ඔයාලා තුන්වෙනි අවුරුද්දේ කැම්පස් එකෙන් එළියට යද්දි. හරි ඒ තරම් වේගෙන් දැන් ඊටත් වැඩි. පළවෙනි අවුරුද්දේ ඔයාලා ඉගෙන ගන්න දේ ඒ කියන්නේ බොරු. ඒකෙන් තුනෙන් එකක් බොරුලු. තුන්වෙනි අවුරුද්දේ ඔයාලා එළියට යද්දි. ඒ තරම් වේගෙන් තාක්ෂණය අප්ඩේට් වෙනවා. So that is the speed. Now I think that is even more faster. Right? We are talking about the like SSD storage, but in future people might talking about the quantum storage as well as the biological or the gene-based storages. That is in future. Don't know. Right? Still we cannot see the dimension. There are a lot of dimensions. So you are the people, you will create the future. So you have to create the future actually. You don't depend on don't just depend on the current technologies, introduce new technologies. So that is the innovation that you need to initiate in, especially so in a country like Sri Lanka. So if you cannot innovate, you will become a general voter in Sri Lanka one day. So don't be like that. So I think you have seen recently in this Commonwealth game a girl named Ahimsa who has like come from a village. I think Ahimsa or some She has come from a village with a lot of difficulties, obtained a medal. So that is the innovation actually, because like she was not doing examinations, she was not doing examinations and got 100 marks. So that is not what the world recognized. World recognized talents, innovation. World recognized talents. The world will not recognize the examinations like this. In Sri Lanka, people will recognize examinations. That is true. In Sri Lanka, people will recognize schools, examinations, these things. But the world will see for the innovation, creativity, energy, and those are the things. Creativity, energy, innovation, develop those things. That is what rare in SL. In SL, there are a lot of factory-made products. These factory-made products of the students are capable of doing examinations very well. Even though, that is why when I said the examination is next week, you are asking me to revise. Means you want to become a factory-made product. I know that. So I'm not blaming you, but that is the nature. That is the nature. Again, අපි හැදිලා තියෙන්නේ එහෙම. එක්සෑම් එකක් නම් අපි ඔක්කොම රිවයිස් කරලා ලකුණු ගමු කොහොම හරි. එහෙම තමයි අපි ඒක ගන්න ඕන. ලකුණු ගන්න ඕන. හැබැයි එතන විතරක් නෙවෙයි IT තියෙන්නේ. Do innovation, do practicals, do experiment, get exposed to these things, experience the technologies, apply it. So that is what the IT is, right? ඒ මට්ටමට IT හදා ගන්න. අර නිකම් පාඩම් කරලා විභාගෙ ලියලා දැන් 100යි කියලා සතුටු වෙන්න එපා. 100ට සතුටු වෙන්න 100ක් ගත්තාම හැබැයි ඒක විතරක් මදි. Practical knowledge එක ඕන, applicability එක ඕන, right? So that is what the IT is. Okay. So now you know there are different software programs, and so let's do this using slides. I'm going to create a small slides presentation. I'll be sending this to you, slides.google.com. So we'll open Google Slides. You can go to google.com/slides, right? I think that will work. Yeah. So please move to this. I have sent you the link. Please go to this. Access the link, and there is something. So please take a blank one. So there are some templates, I know, but just take a blank one, empty one, the first one. You have to log in using your Gmail. You might like, if you have not logged in currently, you have to log in using your Gmail, right? Provide that, doesn't matter. Provide your Gmail username and password. This is a website belongs to Google, don't worry. It's secure, right? Create a blank presentation. Empty one. So here's what you can see. So let's put a common topic, maybe waterfalls in Sri Lanka. Waterfalls in Sri Lanka. Just put your name underneath, like you can put, okay, I'll put my name. You can put your name. And let's make, like these are text. This was there in word processing also. Let's apply a design. Let's apply a design. A design that you like, anything. Okay, I'll put this one. Is it nice? Oh, what about this? Okay, what about this? You can put anything, right? Anything that you like. Waterfalls in Sri Lanka by Dasun Nilanjana. There is a presenter and the topic. That is basically how it's a very basic template. Presenter and the topic. That is in the first slide. Okay, done. The next slide, next immediate slide, I would like to add about the waterfall number 1. So let's put Aberdeen Falls. So you can type anything like, so I'm just adding Aberdeen Falls, but so if you wish to add Mambarakanda, or if you wish to add Diyaluma or Dunhinda, you can put that. So this is what the Aberdeen Falls. Okay, I would like to add this image. Looks nice. So let's right click copy. Right click and copy the image and go here and then just remove it. I'll keep it as it is. Just make it aside. Keep it as it is and paste. So then you can see the waterfall here. It's pasted, right? This is Aberdeen Falls. Okay. Just make it larger. Okay, a little smaller than this. And I would like to have a description about the Aberdeen Falls too. So let's add a description about this. To add a description. To add a description, I can go here. So let's go to Google, search about Aberdeen Falls. This is a very common topic. You can easily do this. You can go to the Wikipedia. Go to Wikipedia or some Investopedia, something, and just selecting, copying, pasting. Right? Let's this part is enough, right? This part is enough. Right click, copy. Go here. Right click there and paste without formatting, right? Just do that. Don't just paste without formatting. That is giving you the plain text. After that, you can select, change the text, maybe font type to some different font type that you like. I'm selecting that to this one. And the alignments, all these things can be done then, right? After that, the alignments can be changed like this. Okay, let's align that to what has happened. Okay, so let's make it smaller, a little smaller. The font size is 18. I'm going to make it, yeah, this one 16 would be good. Okay, then so this basic formatting you can do. Basic formatting you can do. Then what? Okay, Aberdeen Falls, this one. Background, do I need to add the background? Let's change the color to some gray color. Okay, that is better. So Aberdeen Falls, let's make it. So please do these changes. Please do these changes. The font color, I would like to change this to red. Okay, I have added about 1 waterfall. Can you add about 3 more waterfalls or 2 more waterfalls? That's enough. Just add more details about 2 waterfalls. Maybe you can add Gartmore Falls, Devon Falls, Bambarakanda Falls, Dunghinda Falls. Just add 2 more falls to this and show me if you are done. I'll give you 2 minutes. I think enough, right? Copy paste task. How to add a new slide? You can go to slide, new slide, right? Control M is the shortcut. Slide, new slide. Insert, insert new slide. Just right click here and add a new slide, right? So any option, slide, new slide, inserts, new slide, or right click new slide, or just press enter. Okay. Okay, do this and let me know. Ronald, here you can see Ronald has added about the Ravana Falls, the details and the picture, Just good, Ronald. And another thing that you can do if you cannot find the image, there is a feature here when you go to insert, right? So let's say you want to write about the Ravana Falls. Let's duplicate this slide and I'm writing about Ravana Falls. And if you need to find images about this, it's very easy. Just remove this image. Go to insert image. And you can use the search from a search web. Then this is very easy. Search web and then you can go to Ravana Falls. You can search Ravana Falls. And when you get images, very easy to insert. Ravana Falls, Sri Lanka, right? Ravana Falls. Oh, Ravana Falls, Sri Lanka. Okay, here you are getting images. And then you can just link it. Let's say this image you like. Okay, you like this image. Then you can just click and insert. That's all. That will be inserted to here as a picture. So see how simple that is. You can do this way, right? Just search in Google and insert. That can be done. Then you have to write the description. Actually, to do that, you have to go to the Wikipedia, find the information, add it here. Okay, then the next important thing is how can we move between the slides? That is called transition. To do that, you have to select all the slides, or maybe the select slides that you click, press the control, click this again, press the control, click this again. Now all three are selected. Or you can select this way, click and drag like this, and that will also help you select. Or Control A will select. When you click here, then Control A will select all the slides. Or you can press the Control key, keep clicking, then the slides will be selected. Then go to the slide and transition. Go to the slide and transition. So these are the three basic things that you need to learn. Insert multimedia, transition. Transition means how you can move from one slide to another. I'll put a slide from, okay, I'll put, okay, slide from right. Slide from right. Then let's play. You can go to the slideshow, start the slideshow. And the first one, Ravana 4. So let's go to the previous one. You can see how it's moving. When I click Aberdeen, when I click Ravana, right? You have to apply. So what? To come back, you have to press escape, right? When you start the slideshow, to exit, you have to press escape, ESC key. Okay, I have done a little faster, but you can try this. Click on this one and select the transition, maybe slide from. You can click one by one also. And you can select the speed slow speed. Click this one, slide from right, slow right. Select this one, slide from right, slow. Let's see from the beginning now. Slideshow. Click. You can see the Aberdeen Falls. Click once. See the Ravana Falls. Okay. I hope you got it. That is using Google Slides. Everyone can do this. Everyone can do this. It's not difficult.
Yeah, I made one for PowerPoint.
Yeah, that is okay, but I have not taught you the PowerPoint still. But if you like, you can do that. මම කියලා දුන්නේ නැහැ PowerPoint මම නිකන් overview එකක් දෙනවා විතරයි. Practice කරන්න දෙනවා විතරයි. Okay, finish. This is easy. Okay, do that as a homework then. So I'll be stopping from here. Okay, then please do this as a homework. So you can add more slides, add more about, so maybe you can add, so as much as possible. So let's see how many waterfalls we are going to find by next week. Generating a noise. Okay, not next week you have the examination. Week after next week, now you have 2 weeks of time again, right? Let's see how many waterfalls you are going to find. It's a challenge. So maybe, so let's say if you found like 100 waterfalls in Sri Lanka, that is an interesting presentation. You can upload that to YouTube even. At the location, map image map එක ඒකත් එක්කම දාන්න පුළුවන් නම් දියඇලි අපි හිතමු ලංකාවේ දියඇලි 200ක් ගැන හෙව්වා කියලා. So that will be an interesting video to your YouTube channel. So do that. Right? And you can publish the presentation in the slide share. Publish there's something called slide share. You can share that in slide share too. Okay, so let's see that week after next week. You have 2 weeks of time. Some can find 3, then some are only the alley. Manduneka vitara. Some are only a will lanti will I carry the Kakitra D. Apibalam Nandu Vadipuratiana on that Armanke practical exposure Hadagana Kenekna Anivarem. The alley. Okay, so let me wind up the class for today. Good night. See you all next week, right? Bye.
Good night, sir. Thank